everybody. Welcome to another episode of Profits Unlimited channel. And we're going to talk today, got a good topic I think. We're going to talk a little bit more in depth on large scale leaf removal. I know we've got another leaf removal video out there, but this video is designed more for a larger service or a service that is in the growing stages and they're thinking about, well, how can I diversify? How can I take advantage of leaves a little bit better than what I'm doing? And that's what we're going to share on this video, is how we have taken our leaf removal service within our lawn service to the next level and adding more profit dollars to our seasonal revenue that we didn't have until we invested in the right equipment to elaborate and be able to go out and sell our services to more people. So that's going to be the focus of this video. It's going to be a fairly short video, but I think you'll find it interesting, and hopefully everybody gets something out of it, a good takeaway from it. Be sure to visit our YouTube channel. You can see us on SoundCloud. We're also available on Apple Podcast as well as Google Play. So feel free to join us anywhere. We got a lot of good information there to share with you. But first thing I'd like to talk about is, why do we want to do it? Why do we want to get large scale into leaf removal? And I think before we answer the why to that, we got to ask ourselves, do we have the capacity to go into more of a larger scale leaf removal? Because I know initially for us, we started out like a lot of you guys have. You've just got a truck and you're putting them into a trailer, or you're mulching them, bagging them, and your company's not big enough yet to get into large scale leaf removal, or what we consider a little bit larger scale leaf removal. And when your company gets to that point, you'll know it. I mean, you'll just know that, hey, I need to do something with my time that I've got available in the fall in a more efficient way. And the way you do that is invest in the right equipment. And when I say the right equipment, what we found works best for us is taking our dump truck. We've got an enclosed body that goes over the top of it. And then we have a large tow behind trailers that we when I say trailers, tow behind leaf vacuums, not tow behind trailers, but tow behind leaf vacuums onto those dump trucks. And it's a large machine, and it gets the leaves cleaned up very fast, very efficiently. And when we went to that type of setup and cleanup for our own customers, we found that we had a lot more time available that we could be selling somebody else. And that's what we're going to talk about today is, we see those leaves out there, or we were looking at those leaves out there, and a lot of times as a contractor, we look at it and we say, man, that's a leaf removal, I hate it. But why do we generally hate it? We generally hate it or don't like it simply because of the variables involved with leaf removal. And, one of the biggest variables involved in leaf removal is time. We're restricted on the amount of daylight we have. We're restricted on the labor sometimes. We're restricted on the money in our mind that we think we can make with it. So we just don't see it as a profit center and a good opportunity for our companies, when reality says, hey, if we set this up properly, it's just like any other aspect of your business. If we set it up properly, it can be a good profit center. When you're looking out there and you see leaves all over a property, rather than look at it as being a pain in the neck, what are you really looking at out there? You're looking at dollars laying out there. And when it comes to leaf removal, another nice thing about leaves, it's a perpetual service. Every year it's going to be there. It's going to be there. It's going to be there unless somebody, cuts their trees down or something serious happens. But as a general rule, that's going to be a perpetual income for your company. And then you say, okay, well, you got all this time. Who are we going to service? Who are we going after? What we've done with it is we've set up an entire database of customers that we do just their leaves on. They've called in. They'll do their own leaves. They'll either blow their leaves to the edge of the street for us, and we simply just come by and vacuum them up. And it's those people that have helped us, fill in the gaps of time that we had between our crews getting leaves together. Where, hey, our crews are gathering leaves at this location. We can work somebody in, or many people in actually, during the day where we're just going by and just vacuuming a pile of leaves up. And that's where it goes to having the right equipment where you can get those leaves cleaned up fast. Another thing you have to have arranged is obviously a place to take the leaves. And that's not as hard as you would think. You know, a lot of nurseries will take good leaves, they'll hill their plants in with them. Worst case scenario, you've got to take them to a landfill or some other type of mulching facility that may not be as convenient for you from a dumping standpoint. So you want to try to have more than one, depending on the size of the area that you're going to service, maybe a couple different places that you can take your leaves to. But certainly there's an opportunity there, and the customer base is there. Another attraction that we went out and did was we found subdivisions and HOAs that needed their leaves cleaned up. They didn't mind blowing the leaves to the street, but they just didn't want to go through the backbreaking experience of raking and bagging. So that's another opportunity for you. And again, that becomes, and you set up maybe 2 or 3 pickups during the year curbside, where they have to blow their leaves out, give them a price per unit or a price per home that you're vacuuming. And you know, and what we do is we set up, and I'd be happy to talk to you individually more about this on our complete methodology on it. But the leaves have to be within a certain number of feet from the street, or there's an additional charge on us if we have to rake or blow any leaves that we can't access with our, with our hose and our vacuum. So that's another area that we can find customers and perpetual customers. Another area we can look is at your competition. You know, there's a lot of landscapers out there, a lot of guys mowing lawns that don't have the capacity necessarily to clean the leaves up, but they don't mind taking them, they've got the blowers and blowing them to the edge of the street. So touch base with your competitors. You know, let them know that, hey, you know, rather than you investing in this equipment, give us a call. We can set up, come by and do that vacuuming for you, where they tell their customers, hey, we're just going to blow them to the edge of the street, and we're going to have this other person come by and vacuum those leaves up. So we found that it's a really good working relationship for us and our competitors. It makes their life a lot easier, keeps our truck busy, and the consumer's happy because they don't have a lot of bags sitting out there stuffed full of leaves. The leaves are there 1 minute, they're literally gone, you know, a few minutes later. So it's a very efficient way to do it. And last but not least is your own clients. You know, you can service your own clients faster when you engage with the right equipment. And there's a lot of ways to do leaf removal, but like I said, this is when you're looking at it on more of a larger scale. You know, where you want to take that 6-week time frame or that 8-week time frame that we have in the fall in a lot of markets, and how can we make that most efficient and most profitable. And it's just, you know, it's no different than mowing a lawn. We got to have the right lawnmowers, right? When it comes to leaf removal, we got to have the right leaf removal equipment and the right vacuums and the right blowers. And if you want to do it on a larger scale, it's certainly not a huge investment. You know, for less than or no more than what you're going to get into a nice riding lawnmower, you can get a tow behind leaf machine that's going to do a very effective job for you and give you a very, very many years of service for your customers. So, and certainly last but not least is call-in work that you can take. You know, there's a lot of call-in, you know, you guys know it and I know it. How many customers you have to say, I don't have the time to do the leaves. Well, if you're more efficient on the cleanup side of that, it gives you more time. And, you know, all of us only have, you know, 24 hours during the day. How we're going to use that time most efficiently is up to each and every one of us. But if using the right equipment helps us become more efficient, we have more time to take that call-in work, which means additional profit dollars coming to our company. So doing leaves on a large scale to a lot, and to me initially when I was thinking about it before we actually engaged in it, you sit back and you're like, man, do we really want to do this? Because we're looking at what a pain the leaves used to be. And the reality of it, they don't have to be a pain. They really don't. It can be a very significant profit center, and that's what we've turned it into with our company, our lawn and landscape business, is a really nice profit center for the fall, which in return allows us to retain our help longer. Okay, we're not here to talk about employees today, But that seems to be a big thing, employee problems, right? But when we look at if we can stretch out our season and keep our employees working longer, then we're more apt to keep better people around us because they need to be working as well. So it stretches that season out. Starts a little sooner in the fall when you're doing more leaves, and come back in you come back in the spring a little bit sooner to finish up any leaves that you didn't get, maybe if weather got you where you couldn't get finished. But there is an opportunity there, for some nice profit dollars to be made when we think about investing a few dollars in the equipment to get more into larger scale leaf removal. So with that being said, that's pretty much the end of this video. Feel free to call us at 800-845-0499. If you have any additional questions on leaves or anything you'd like to talk to us about, we'd be happy to talk to you. Visit our Facebook page, and certainly look us up, obviously, on YouTube, like our channel on SoundCloud, Apple Podcast, and then also our Google Play. So nice talking to you guys. Hope you picked up something. And I know for a lot of you guys looking at this, it might be something new, and you might be thinking, man, there's no way I'm going to engage in leaves. But I know you have an interest in doing it. You're just looking for a faster and better way of doing it, and it all goes back to getting the equipment. Having the right equipment is the key to success. And when we got the right equipment, guys, it goes back to my favorite saying that profit is not a dirty word. And if we got the right equipment, we can do more jobs in the same number of hours. We're all going to be more profitable. Have a good day.